Hey, moms and dads, how's everybody doing at home? Listen, I'm starting to do my test review. I'll probably end up doing it either in two parts or three parts. The very first thing that everyone has, moms and dads, everyone has their notes electronically on their computer. So if they say they don't, check their computer, go to their Google Drive, it'll be there. The very first thing is this chapter about Earth systems. The very first thing that they need to have, there are four spheres. We call them section. They're called four spheres. They interact with each other, means they have a relationship with each other. The four spheres are the hydrosphere, the biosphere, the geosphere, and the atmosphere. All right? Those are the four, and every now and then I like coming across here and I like fixing mine up a little bit here. I'm always correcting them, trying to make them look better, moms and dads at home. So the hydrosphere, the biosphere, the geosphere, and the atmosphere. Now, they're going to have to know, now these words, they're Greek. Here's what they mean. Hydrosphere, that's water. All right? Biosphere, that's anything that's alive, plants and animals. Geosphere, that's rocks, that's dirt, that's the earth, that's sand at the beach. The atmosphere has anything to do with the air or space. All right? So make sure that you know there's four sections, and make sure you know what each one represents, or each section, what it stands for. Okay, next thing, what are environmental scientists? They study the cause and effect of relationships have on one sphere to the other. Now, if you remember, last chapter we were talking about the wolf in Yellowstone and how the wolf was eating the elk, and the elk, because the wolf was gone, the elk was changing the path of the river. This is what an environmental scientist would study. The example is the elk, the wolf, the aspen trees, and Yellowstone. Say, for instance, if the township commissioners of South Park said, hey, we're going to bring in mountain lions to South Park, environmental studies or scientists would study what effect those mountain lions would have on South Park. All right? Would it help South Park? Would it hurt South Park? Make sure you know that. Moms and dads, anything in purple, they better know. Red, they super better know. All right? The hydrosphere. The hydrosphere is all the water on Earth. This is water that you can see and the water that is underground. You know what? Let me do something right here, moms and dads. This is water underground. All right? The hydrosphere liquid can be found in all three states of matter: solid, liquids, and gases. Solids, liquids, and gases. All right, liquid water exists in oceans, lakes, rivers, streams, and ponds, creeks and ponds. Oceans, lakes, rivers, streams, creeks, and ponds. We went over this a whole bunch. Trust me, moms and dads, they're going to need to know where can they find liquid water. Right? So after liquid water, then we have water in, any liquid water underneath the ground is called groundwater. All right? We talked about this, especially how water, we're on this chapter long enough to start of February when we had all the frozen water coming out of hillsides. We talked about how the water seeps into the soil, it goes to underground pools, and it eventually comes out as groundwater. All right? Here's a cave. We were talking about Laurel Caverns and how that groundwater gets into the caves. YouTube video that we watched on it. All right, water vapor or water in gas form is in the air all around us. We were talking about clouds where you can see the water vapor. The solid state of the hydrosphere is in frozen ice or water, solids, liquids, and gas. The frozen state, the solid state, you can find in snow, frost, glaciers, and icebergs. Snow, frost, glaciers, and icebergs. All right, I believe there's a test question that you have to name the four. There they are: snow, frost, glaciers, and icebergs. Keep in mind, moms and dads, everybody, we all have pictures embedded into our notes, so it's a visual aid to help you study up for stuff. All right, water moves around Earth in a cycle called the water cycle. Now, if you're in college, you would call it the hydrological cycle. You're in 5th grade, the water cycle is good enough. All right, the water cycle is good enough. Moms and dads, they even made posters of this in the classroom. Here they are. They're very beautiful. They're all around the room, and then eventually we'll put them out in the hallway. But they know what each part of that water cycle is. All right. Now, one thing they need to know, that the engine that starts the whole entire water cycle, even though it's not water, it's our old friend Mr. or Mrs. Sun. Without Mr. or Mrs. Sun, the water cycle would not be possible. All right. The water cycle, water will go from each stage. Well, it will become a solid, then become a liquid, then become a gas. Right here, let me just highlight this. I didn't know I was supposed to know that. It wasn't in purple. I hear every excuse. And none of them are acceptable. Solid, liquid, or gas, okay? Once it's a gas, it will become a liquid, then become a solid, then a solid, back to a liquid, back to a gas. All right? The water cycle is important because it affects all the other spheres. Water affects all the other spheres. It's that simple. Water affects all the other spheres. Right here is just a picture of a rainstorm moving in, or I believe I said have some type of form of precipitation. Without the water cycle, planet Earth would be in a serious drought. We talked about drought. Drought is when a certain area does not receive snowfall or rain. At the beginning of when we came back to school, we were in a drought. We were in a serious drought. The state of Florida, Georgia, they're in a serious drought. This summer, Wyoming, Montana, Colorado, they did not get the snow that they normally get during the wintertime. They are going to be in a major, major drought. A drought is when a certain area does not receive snowfall or rainfall. All right. A drought causes all plants and animals to die because of the lack of water, unless obviously the animals can move, but the plants obviously can't move and they die. Right here is just, I believe this is in a Great Salt Lake Basin outside of Salt Lake City. That is extreme drought. Without the hydrosphere, there would be no water forming clouds. Big clouds. So pretty. Okay, the hydrosphere affects the biosphere. I'm going to leave off right there. That's going to be part 1. So part 1 of studying for your test. Please, and I mean please, start studying at least Friday night. Friday night, give me 10, 15 minutes. Saturday, give me 40 minutes. Sunday, give me an hour. Come on over, Krista. Come on over. This is a great young lady, a great student. Tell them.
Study.
Can't say it any simpler.
Boom.
Boom. Study, boom. Make sure that you're studying, all right? No excuses. All right, I'm gone. If I'm here, if you need me. Moms, dads, give me a call at the school if you need me. We'll get them through this third 9 weeks. All right, take care. Bye-bye.